Hello and welcome to Mr. Payne Games, where I'll attempt to help you game your English class. This is the part of the video where I shamelessly ask you to like my content and subscribe to my channel. It is a super easy thing to do. You just tap the little button that looks like a thumbs up and the other one that says subscribe. No problem. In one of the first videos I made about characterization, I mentioned that racism based on skin color doesn't seem to be a problem in the Mass Effect games. The creators are really giving humanity the benefit of the doubt by creating a world where people are valued simply because life is precious. Well, I mean, it is a shooter game, so plenty of criminals in the game meet an unhappy death at the other end of Shepard's sniper rifle, but let's not overcomplicate things. However, I also discussed in the setting video about the political climate in which different alien races do not get along very well. Let me give you a quick and dirty rundown of the situation. The galaxy had been endangered by a species known as Rachni. The Rachni were spreading quickly and killing everyone in sight. To deal with the Rachni problem, the Krogan were brought up as hardy warriors. However, Krogan, being bred to fight, tended to have, let's say, anger issues, and they apparently reproduce quickly, like rabbits. The solution to the Rachni problem became almost as dangerous as the Rachni had been. So, the Solarians developed a biological weapon to make it almost impossible for Krogan to reproduce, and the weapon was used by the Turians. Now, Shepard has all three of these alien races on the Normandy and has to get them all to work together. This is another way that setting can be a very important part of storytelling. Because Mass Effect is a science fiction that takes place in a distant future, we can approach these important conflicts within the story from a more objective standpoint. One of the things I like to think about is how a story would be different in a different setting, time, or place. This theme of racism among alien races parallels racism as it occurred, and probably continues to occur, in the real world. One group is perceived as dangerous. A more dominant group decides that measures must be taken to keep the danger at bay and comes up with all sorts of creative justifications or excuses for why it was okay to keep the dangerous group down. Human history has seen genocide, slavery, and other acts of hatred, just as Mass Effect shows genocide of the Rachni and subjugation of the Krogan, forcibly keeping the Krogan down or under control. When I said that we can approach these issues more objectively, what I mean is that the way racism is presented in this story, in Mass Effect, doesn't carry any real baggage. Instead of grappling with the real life impacts that racism has had and continues to have, players are presented with a fictionalized situation. They can evaluate for themselves whether actions were justified or not, and make choices about how to proceed from under the current circumstances in the game. Spoiler alert, I always choose to ensure the survival of a species. Until you stop to think about the total annihilation of the Reapers. Dang it. There may be no way to get around that one, but the Reapers are machines, artificial intelligence, so maybe it isn't killing as much as destroying. But now we're talking semantics, which is what words mean or how they are defined, and that may be a bit outside the territory I can cover in a YouTube video. While I understand that this video's content is maybe not as fun as some of the others, I think it's really important to think about these things. Also, my English teacher self gets excited about stories like this one that don't shy away from complex issues, but allow people to think about things from a different perspective. And again, the beauty of a science fiction setting is that it creates enough space, see what I did there, because Mass Effect takes place in space, for people to not feel too emotional about the situation. As always, I thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mr. Payne Games. If you find these videos useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And why not tell a friend about the channel? Maybe they could use some help gaming their English class too. You know the drill by now. Until next time, go out there and make the universe a better place.